to Canada's Getting Colder, a joint perspective on Canadian hip-hop culture.
This rock is not hot, this is Canada getting colder.
The waiting is over, I think music needs.
Rap is something you do, hip-hop is something you do.
Lyrics matter, beats and flow matter. Content, DJs, b-boys do matter. No doubt.
I guess right now we should start the show.
This is Richer Than Music, documenting the stories of Canada's rich urban music culture.
CHRY 105.5, locked into it. Welcome to a special broadcast of Richer Than Music. Over the next 2.5 hours, we will be highlighting Canadian hip-hop and its influence on our heritage and overall Canadian experience. This broadcast will include voices from some of Canada's leading urban lifestyle stakeholders, representing communities from coast to coast. Covering the topics of music, arts and culture, heritage, and industry, today's feature, Canada's Getting Colder, will provide an in-depth view into the achievements, challenges, and potential of hip-hop culture across our country. We would like to start off by welcoming our listeners on the dial at 105.5 FM and invite others to tune in across Southern Ontario on Rogers Digital Cable Channel 945. Tonight, you will be joining a worldwide audience already tuned into our live video stream on various urban lifestyle sites across Canada, including legionmnm.com and www.toflow.com. And now, without further ado,
let's take a look at music. You're listening to Canada's Getting Colder, a joint perspective on Canadian hip-hop culture.
CHRY 105.5. Indeed, there is no doubt of Canada's rich history in hip-hop music. From the mid-'80s to our present-day Renaissance period, Canadian hip-hop has done much to establish itself as a global player in the industry through a consistent delivery of world-class songs, artists, and producers. Carrying forward a long-standing Canadian tradition of producing music that contends globally well beyond its weight class, considering our sparse resources, Canadian hip-hop has grown in quality and appeal. But where does it stand inside of our own borders? We've invited some of Canada's leading DJs and music connoisseurs to join in a short discussion on Canadian hip-hop. Our guests from left to right include Channel 9, host DJ of one of Canada's longest-standing community radio hip-hop shows on CKLN 88.1 FM, The Static Show. We have Muziklee Inzane, host of Canada's first commercial underground hip-hop show and founder of Toronto's best hip-hop radio show, The Real Frequency. We also have world-renowned DJ and Canadian Club DJ of the Year, 2009 Canadian Club DJ of the Year, DJ Wristpect in the building as well. And my man, Whiz, representing music connoisseurs across the city. Definitely a knowledgeable panel in you. Now, individually, you all have resumes that could have us talking for hours, but heading straight into the questions, one of the things that we proposed to the people was, in your opinion, what song, group, or artist in our history solidified Canada as a global player in hip-hop culture? So what I'll do is I'll just say, we'll just go from left to right and just name your track, name your track or artist.
I gotta put it down for my man, Maestro, Let Your Back and Slide.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say it's actually Socrates for the time.
Okay, big one. Great Whiz.
I could say so many here, but I think we'll probably go with the current times and just say Drake, because like best I ever had, pretty much I don't think anybody on the planet who's current with commercial music like didn't know that he's from Canada and that he's dope. So that basically like put us on the map.
Definitely feeling that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with the latter. Although I do feel that Maestro, for his era, definitely put Canada on the map. Then there's dudes like Sox and Cardi, and then currently Drake. So I think it's been, an evolution of the Canadian artist as opposed to just necessarily one main artist. It's really hard to say.
Definitely. Now, we talked to other DJs across the country as well. DJ Arms gave it up to Maestro, as well as DJ Quite Sane from Montreal. He gave it up to Maestro as well. We're going to hear from DJ Arms a little later on inside of our conversation. But moving beyond those listed artists, what we can basically establish from that is we know that Maestro, putting out that record in 87, 88, there is a long history of hip hop in this country. And it's been resonating throughout, and like Wristpect and Grand Whiz have alluded to, it's evolved over that time. In your opinions, what hip hop song achieved the greatest penetration? And Grand Whiz mentioned Drake again, but which hip hop song achieved the greatest penetration across Canada for the average music connoisseur? And that one's open to everybody in the panel.
I'm just gonna say again, it's hard to pinpoint one song. I think, you know, every decade and every era there is a different group of consumers listening, and a group of listeners in pop culture and hip hop culture listening to the music. So Maestro for his time, and I say for the 80s, for that decade, I say he takes the cake. As far as the 90s goes, you know, there's a lot of people from Mishi Me to Socks to Cardi to you know, there's so many artists.
Rascals.
Yeah, it's Rascals. It's tricky, and then obviously in the last 2, 3 years, 4 years, Drake, you know, he's been running with the torch, so to speak. So it's hard to say, man.
There you go, but not to put you guys on the spot for sure, but what I'm hearing from that, and I guess that's right across the board with the panelists, speaking like true DJs. But definitely what we do want to look at is the fact that, okay, there is a lot of music, there's a lot of quality music that has come out of Canada in terms of hip hop, and that's a great thing. But for some reason, as much as we can speak to all of this quality,
Yeah.
our music, Canadian hip hop music, isn't being played as heavily on radio, in the clubs, and things of that nature. So although we can sit here and, you know, celebrate the fact that there's a lot of strong hip hop that's been coming out over the years, what song can we truly say has transcended?
Open the doors, really?
That's right.
I think it's unfortunate to say this, but I think it's been that you.
The block is not hot, this is Canada getting older. The block is not hot, this is Canada getting older.